Welcome to our exploration of the future of personal transportation in the war on private cars. Will you even be allowed to drive in the future? As cities and governments worldwide grapple with rising environmental concerns and urban congestion, the drive toward phasing out combustion engine vehicles and promoting public transport is gaining momentum. In this video, we'll delve into various aspects of this ongoing transition, from urban vehicle restrictions and electric vehicle mandates to the push for car-free city initiatives. Join us as we examine the implications of these changes on individual mobility, ownership costs, and the broader cultural and equity concerns that accompany this shifting landscape. 1. Phasing out combustion engine vehicles. A major trend in the battle against private cars is the phasing out of combustion engine vehicles. Many countries, including the UK, Germany, and Canada, have announced plans to ban the sale of new gasoline and diesel cars by 2035 or sooner. This move is part of broader efforts to accelerate the transition to electric vehicles, EVs, which are seen as a cleaner alternative. The timeline for these bans reflects a sense of urgency in addressing environmental issues, but it also raises questions about how quickly consumers and manufacturers can adapt to this new reality. While the shift to EVs holds promise, it also presents challenges in terms of affordability, infrastructure development, and consumer acceptance. 2. Urban vehicle restrictions. Around the globe, major cities are taking bold steps to curb private vehicle use through urban vehicle restrictions. Cities like London, Paris, and Amsterdam have implemented low-emission or congestion zones where older, high-emission vehicles are either restricted or subject to hefty fees. These measures aim to reduce traffic congestion, improve air quality, and encourage the use of cleaner modes of transportation. However, they also spark debates about accessibility and equity, as residents and businesses must navigate the costs and logistics associated with these restrictions. The effectiveness of such policies depends on their ability to balance environmental goals with the practical needs of urban dwellers. 3. Push for public transport and shared mobility. Governments worldwide are investing heavily in public transportation and shared mobility solutions to reduce reliance on private cars. Initiatives such as bike-sharing programs, ride-hailing services, and expanded public transit networks are gaining traction. These alternatives are designed to offer more sustainable and efficient modes of travel, especially in densely populated urban areas. By providing convenient and cost-effective options, policymakers hope to encourage a cultural shift away from private car ownership. However, the success of these efforts hinges on their accessibility, reliability, and ability to meet the diverse needs of the population. 4. Electric vehicle mandate. While electric vehicles, EVs, are touted as a cleaner alternative to traditional cars, their widespread adoption faces several hurdles. Many consumers are concerned about the affordability of EVs, limited charging infrastructure, and battery life. Governments are implementing mandates and incentives to encourage EV adoption, but these measures must be carefully crafted to address consumer concerns and market realities. The transition to electric vehicles requires a comprehensive approach that includes expanding charging networks, reducing costs, and promoting consumer awareness. As EV technology continues to evolve, its role in the future of transportation will depend on how these challenges are addressed. 5. Car-free city initiatives. In a bid to create more livable and environmentally friendly urban spaces, some cities are experimenting with car-free zones. Cities like Oslo and Madrid are leading the charge by eliminating private car use in urban centers and prioritizing pedestrians, bicycles, and public transport. These initiatives aim to reduce pollution, enhance public spaces, and promote healthier lifestyles. However, they also raise questions about accessibility and mobility, particularly for those who rely on private cars for daily activities. The success of car-free city initiatives depends on their ability to provide viable alternatives and ensure that all residents can benefit from the changes. 6. Rising costs of car ownership. As governments implement policies to reduce private car use, the costs associated with car ownership are on the rise. Higher taxes on fuel, vehicle registration, and road usage are making it increasingly expensive to own a private vehicle. These financial disincentives are designed to encourage individuals to reconsider their reliance on cars and explore alternative modes of transportation. While rising costs may deter some from owning a car, they can also place a burden on low-income families and individuals who depend on affordable personal transportation. Policymakers must carefully consider the impact of these measures on different segments of the population. 7. Technological surveillance in vehicles. The integration of surveillance technology in vehicles is becoming more prevalent, raising concerns about privacy and government control over private transportation. Features such as GPS tracking and automatic speed limiters offer potential benefits in terms of safety and efficiency, but they also raise questions about personal freedom and data security. As technology continues to advance, finding the right balance between innovation and privacy will be crucial. Consumers must be informed about how their data is used and have the ability to opt out of certain features if desired. The future of transportation will be shaped by how these technological and ethical considerations are addressed. 8. Environmental arguments for restriction. Advocates for reducing private car usage argue that cars are a significant source of greenhouse gas emissions, urban air pollution, and traffic congestion. These factors have detrimental effects on public health and the environment, leading to calls for stricter regulations and alternative transportation solutions. By reducing car usage, proponents aim to create cleaner, healthier, and more sustainable urban environments. However, achieving these goals requires a comprehensive approach that considers the diverse needs and circumstances of individuals and communities. The environmental arguments for restrictions must be balanced with practical and equitable solutions to ensure a successful transition. 9. Equity concerns and accessibility. Critics of the war on private cars highlight the potential impact on equity and accessibility. Banning or restricting private cars can disproportionately affect rural residents and low-income families who rely on affordable personal transportation for their daily needs. Ensuring that all individuals have access to reliable and affordable transportation options is essential to avoid marginalizing vulnerable populations. Policymakers must consider the unique challenges faced by different communities and work to create inclusive solutions that address the diverse needs of all citizens. 10. Cultural shift away from car ownership. A cultural shift is underway, particularly among younger generations, towards reduced interest in car ownership. In urban areas, on-demand mobility services and a focus on environmental sustainability are gaining popularity. This shift reflects changing attitudes towards transportation, with individuals prioritizing convenience, flexibility, and sustainability over traditional car ownership. As this trend continues, it will have significant implications for the future of transportation and the development of new mobility solutions. Understanding and supporting this cultural shift will be crucial in shaping a sustainable and inclusive transportation system. The growing restrictions on private car ownership and use reflect a broader focus on environmental and urban planning priorities. While these measures may lead to reduced emissions and improved city living, they also raise important questions about individual freedoms, equity, and the feasibility of widespread adoption of alternatives. Policymakers must navigate these challenges to ensure a successful transition to a sustainable transportation future.